gosh, it's working. I am going to let everybody know in the Facebook group. I'm on. Yay. Okay, so I've had some major technical difficulties. And I said I was going to cancel the show. I found out it had to do with OBS. So I am like, wow, I can't believe that I had people on. I'm so sorry. And I had to cancel. But I'm doing the show because I worked so hard. And I'm going to see if I can get some people back on, because this is the Macro Chat Live Show with Janice Sullivan that has had problems with my streaming, and I got it going. So it's been 15 minutes. I'm going to say hello, I'm back, in case people show up, because it's actually working. So again, sorry Macro Chatters, we had a major glitch. I had a major glitch. I use OBS to use this show, and it froze on me, and I thought it was a streaming. So I went ahead and told everybody on the Macro Chat Facebook group, which if you're interested, you can go here. And it definitely looks like OBS is giving me a hard time. I have a feeling I know why. So I'm hoping I'm not going to freeze. This is going to be kind of scary. I don't have Lightroom up, which might crash me. But I'm going to try. I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm on. We'll see what happens. So, unfortunately, Becky and Ross, he was here. I just feel so bad. But I'm going to let you guys know that this show, I'll send it in the Facebook group letting you guys know that it was here. I love to chat with you guys when I'm by myself. But unfortunately, I said goodbye to everyone, and I'm hoping it's not going to crash. I just really wanted to do this show. I worked, when I do this Macro Chat Live show, I do work really hard, because I feel like macro photography just doesn't get enough out there. And so I want to make sure that you all get to see beautiful images, get feedback, a whole bunch of stuff all about close-up photography, macro photography, and micro photography. That's what we talk about today. And we are here, and I'm going to try to do these things very slowly. Let me move things around, because I have a feeling there's a lot going on my computer. So we're here every other Thursday. See how slow that's going? That makes me a little nervous. It just kind of clunked. So we're here every other Thursday with the Macro Chat Live show. And I would normally show my sponsor, which is my membership program. But I'm not going to show it to you guys, because I feel like it's going to crash. And I think I know why. I think it's because of Zerene Stacker. I have Zerene Stacker up. I want to share with you guys. I'm actually going to shut that down right now. And hopefully things will be a little bit better. In the actual show, I wanted to go ahead and share with you guys Zerene Stacker, and hopefully it won't crash it. But that's over in the equipment side. So normally I would show my sponsor. It's a membership program. Yes, I work very hard. There's some awesome people over in the membership program, and I'm very happy to have it. I work with my daughter. We mentor. It's a membership for macro and landscape photographers, and that is where we have a roadmap, and you learn. It's about learning, portfolio, business, pushing your comfort zone, and then growing stage, like if you're in the business. And it really does have areas for you to move your photography to another level. This is how I started my business, and I've kind of done it that way in the membership program. So that's something that I definitely will put down below, so you can check that out later. So I am going to talk really fast. Again, I'm really excited. In 2 weeks, we have another show, and I can't believe. So Rik Littlefield will be here, and A.D Wheeler will be here. Normally I have a producer doing the show. I've done it for a year. So for me to not have this show is a bummer, that, that I kicked the people off because I said, oh, I can't, it's not working. But I'm going to go to Facebook again, because we have the Facebook group, and I'm just going to try to let them know again Sorry, normally I wouldn't be doing this kind of stuff. I'd be rocking and rolling in the whole, you know, live show. But I canceled it so people don't know where I'm at. So let me get into, I've shared all of this stuff on where you guys can actually get to this. And I feel so horrible because nobody, let's see, I'm going to share it at least to the Facebook group and let them know that we are here. And I'm going to share it because normally, like I say, I've sent it all this out to everyone and it's not going anywhere. So we are doing some social media, which that's just something that you should do, right? You should share your love, what you love. And I'm gonna, let's go ahead and leave it that way. And I'll just hang out on YouTube for a while. I'm the only one watching. Hopefully it's not. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, let's just rock and roll. And I will, if nobody's watching, it'll be taped and you guys can see it later. It's just that this is it's just really fun to be able to chat with you guys. Okay, so Rik Little, he is the person who made and developed Zerene Stacker. Super crazy excited about that. He's going to be on the show in 2 more weeks. Every month I have a professional photographer that comes in and joins the show, and we really dive in to what they are all about and how they got to where they are. So it's a really cool thing to do. And then I'm on by myself where I really chat with people, and there's nobody here because I tried this. This is the 3rd time that I've actually put this show on because A.D Wheeler, he's awesome. He's my producer, and he's out there photographing the fall, which is, I'm so jealous. And, you know, it is what it is, right? So we're going to go ahead and dive into questions right now because, like I said, I had, you know, canceled this out, and I feel bad. One of the questions says, and Todd was here. So Todd, I'm so sorry. You said, are there any key macro photographers whose work we should know? And I wanted to tell you, yes, there is tons of amazing photographers. I'm telling you, every single person that I've had on this show is amazing. I've had Mike Motes, he's into nature. I have Don Komarachka, which is into really technical macro stuff. I had Alan Shapiro and Scott Norris, which you've got to see their post-processing stuff. Harold Ross, painting with light. That man is amazing. His work, he is like the guru of painting with light. I'm telling you, he's amazing. I had A.D Wheeler. You've got to check out his tools. He makes his own tools. He's so creative. And then I've had Peter Bartlett, which is really into bugs, but he also does reflective bugs, which is really cool. And Sherry Miller, which I really love how she gets into the ground level. And that's really fun, where she gets really down and very creative. But Todd, I know you, and I was thinking about you. I really feel that you should check into Edward Weston's. His shells are perfect for you. Edward Weston is back, you know, he's a photographer that was really big in the 1930s, 1925, 30s. He is I think he would influence you big time. So that's one of the things that is really cool about history, you know, knowing the historical photographers and how they developed. It's good to really get into seeing what they do. So I would suggest you check him, and I'm going to put a little poke to me because I work hard, and you should check out my blog and website because I don't know if you know, I made top 20 in the world for macro photography. I'm right under Mike Motes. So I'm very honored to be on the top 20 of macro photographer blogs and websites of 2018. So if you haven't checked out my website, go to sullivanjphotography.com and you can check that. Let me see how slow things are going. I'm looking at, yeah, I think it's okay. It seems like it's working. So things may not be totally perfect. But anyway, so now we'll go to the second question. John had asked, what software do you use for photo stacking? Well, I use Helicon Focus. And I've been using Helicon Focus for several years now, and I absolutely love it. But I have to tell you, I'm going to try to throw on Zerene here today because Zerene is a lot of fun, and a lot of photographers that are really into detail and like doing very micro stuff and close-up get into Zerene, and I can see why. I don't get that close. I get into micro photography, but not as much as like people do that photograph like the dead, you know, bugs and stuff like that. So anyways, that unfortunately is, I don't get into that close, but I know photographers do. And there's a second person watching, probably somebody that doesn't, I'm glad there's two people, so whoever you are, this was totally lost in the shuffle, so I am actually on trying to let everybody know that I came back on, and unfortunately I had lost everything when it came. I tried 3 times, and I'm just going to say I'm on YouTube now, and then I'm going to do this, and I'm going to share, and I have to laugh, and it might crash, and you know, I try so hard to make sure that the show is a lot of fun, and when it comes to this technical stuff, that's why I hired A.D Wheeler, because it's so hard for me to really get into this kind of stuff. So I'm going to let these people in macro photography, because I got some great images from them. Come and join me. I'm asking the professional macro Facebook group. Come join me, and here's the dogs, because somebody must be at the door. Okay, so I've done a little bit of, let me get back into YouTube. All right, here we go. So yeah, so I've been practicing with Zerene Stacker, and I'm making some video tutorials at this moment too, because I notice a lot of people, which is awesome, they're very technical, but when I teach, I'm not very technical. So I get the people that watch me, kind of watch me when I don't use all the words and the technical. I just tell you how it is. If you're technical, you won't want to watch me, and that's okay. But I want to do video tutorials for people that are like me and just kind of straightforward. I'm going to give you a behind the scenes really quick today, hopefully, if I don't crash again. All right, so that is what is planned. Let me see. Oh, we're going to dive right into critique section, because normally I would be chatting with you guys, but you guys don't even know that I'm even here. So I'm hoping what I'm gonna do is get into critique, and we will try it and make sure everything's okay. Hey guys, you know what I just realized? You probably couldn't hear me. Don't you love live? Oh my gosh, I love live. Live is where it's at, everyone. So I have been spoiled with A.D Wheeler and trying to get this technical stuff together, but I want to make sure that I have the show for you guys. I've worked so hard, and I'm very excited to be able to talk to you guys about macro photography. So we are going to dive into critique, and I want to make sure that I got the Lightroom up, because again, we crashed. So right now I'm putting Lightroom up and praying that everything will be okay. Oh yeah, it is very, very slow. Things are very funky. But if I could get into the critique, hey, that's one of the main things, to tell you the truth, that I really enjoy, is to talk about the photographs, because that's how we all learn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and I won't be able to see any questions, but truthfully, I mean, it's pretty quiet here now. Everybody's going to be shocked that I actually ended up having the show. So let's see. I'm going to go over and get in. You see a small little screen, and we're going to go right into the first image. And the first image is, and she's probably wondering where we're at. Oh, I feel so bad. Oh my gosh. Okay, her name is Cathy. So Cathy, this is an image that is so beautiful. She used a Nikon D8 A10, and she used her ISO was 200. She had a lens baby velvet at 50, velvet 56. And also, she had asked about if she could only submit one image. Oh, hi, Jan. Thank you so much for coming. Oh, this is the third try, and I don't know what's going on, but everything is super slow because AD isn't here with me today. So, so I'm doing my best, but Ross was here and Becky was here, and I told him I'm sorry I had to cancel, but you know what? I just figured, what the heck? I'm just going to try again and do it, and it's working. So here we are. I'm going to do my best. So Cathy's image, she said when she saw the flower blooming in her gardens, she felt autumn was coming. I could smell the crisp, cool air that morning, and the colors reminded me of a maple leaf changing into its next phase, the autumn season. So just to let you guys know too, every single person that submits an image, I am now starting a new thing that I'm sharing. If they want, I'm sharing their website or Facebook page so you can see more of their work, or Instagram. So I feel like if you're going to let me go in and dive in on your image, you should get notified. People should see your work. It's just my thanks, and that will be done after the show. So this image is beautiful, and I totally get what she was saying. She was definitely into the fall, and it looks like the colors of fall, and I get it, and I think it's really pretty. I don't have this lens. I know of a lot of photographers that do, and they are very relaxing. This is a very relaxing, beautiful image. So I did think about this image and what you said about autumn, and that you felt that, you know, the crisp, clean autumn is here. One of the things, though, that I thought for you or other people, just to change things up, this is, when it comes to critiques, you guys, you could take it or leave it. I just love to push out of the comfort zone. So this image is absolutely beautiful. Love the flower. It's very elegant. I would suggest to change up your background a little bit. So another thing I do is, when you submit images, I look at your guys' work. I want to get to know you. So I went to her Instagram feed. Cathy's has some beautiful work in Instagram. And I think she has some images that are just popping, making, you know, everyone's clicking on it. And this one is probably not doing as good as the rest of your image, because we see a lot of this kind of stuff. We see a lot of the background kind of, you know, light. I would either go white with it, or what I would suggest to you to do is play with some textures. Now, when it comes to textures, this would not be, you want it soft, I get the feeling of it. So you don't want to put a texture that's really hard, but there is, like, I have a pack that's a soft presets that are soft. I mean, I don't sell them. They're just for my members in my membership, because sometimes when you want to have soft stuff like this, you want a soft background, and you don't want all that crazy, like, hard, rough stuff. Some people like it really, you know, tight, but I've seen your work. I know what you do on Instagram. So what I suggest is you take it into, I have a video where you can go in and you select a mask using colors, which is really easy, because you use a color mask. And I'll put that video down below, Cathy, if you don't know what I'm talking about. And you select this area, which makes an easy mask. And I show you how to do it. It's super, super easy. And I would suggest to warm it up. So that's what I did here. I warmed it up. And this is one of my textures. Now, you wouldn't think it's a texture, right? The reason why I think textures are better than a layer fill, which some people do, where you put the color on and it fills it. Well, your background in here is very flat. And so it would just feel flat to me. So I think that if you put a feel in here, a texture, a texture that has a little bit of dimension. So see how it's light yellow in here, and then it has some pinks. So it has a variety of colors to go in and out. So it doesn't have a flat feel. And that's all I did, was one of those color masks, really quick. So here's kind of a cool feel, which is very pretty. I just feel like if you're going to go through the autumn, from what you say, this is my suggestion, is to play with it, change it up a little bit so it's different from everyone else. So that's my suggestion. It's a very beautiful flower, and your work is really, really pretty. Very, very nice. Okay, so the next two images are spiders. So if you're going to freak out about spiders, turn your head. The last image is a great, it's an awesome image that is more, it's not a spider. I'll just tell you that. So we're going to go into two spiders. And I picked them because I feel like, yeah, see, Jan says she loves the muted color. I do too. Isn't it pretty? Very pretty. I picked these. Okay, here's the first one. So I picked these. They're the same spiders. And another thing that's really interesting, guys, is that every single image that I had today is kind of the same. They're kind of like a squarish. I was like, am I doing something wrong? And then I looked, I go, oh my gosh, almost every single image that I have is kind of like a square. So it's so funny. I was like, wow, I didn't even realize this happened. So this right here is, this one is done by Jon Brooks, and he writes that what he did was, he says, I was at this location to take photos of pollinators. I was getting bumblebee shots, and I saw this spider almost by accident hiding out, waiting. So I turned my attention to see what he was doing, or what it was doing. It would sit and wait with arms open in the flowers for a bee to fly close to it and pounce. I saw the spider attack multiple honeybees, but never quite got lucky. So the goal was to take pictures of something most people find beautiful and cute, which are flowers and bees, which is true. And my attention shifted towards, even in beauty, there is always fear and death. Isn't that true? I mean, this is just humanity and life. This is life. So basically, he says, I was trying to capture a single shot that shows beauty and terror. And sure enough, my daughter would scream if she saw the spider. And the flowers are absolutely beautiful to give that feeling. And I know that this is, you've definitely got what you wanted. You've got the terror because it's like ready to jump. It's looking right. I'm going to get really close to it, guys, so you guys can see it. See, I'm not afraid. Look at these eyes. Oh my gosh. I just love macro so much. It's so cool. So yes, it definitely has that feeling for sure. I think it's a great image. I'm going to move things around because I do have suggestions. That's why we're here, right? We're here to give suggestions. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to go, I might have to shift over to show you what I'm thinking, but I am going to do that. But let me just show something. Here's a crop. Okay, here's a crop. Let's get it over there. Oops, hold on. Let's get the crop. There we go. So here's the before and here's the after with just a crop. And the crop is to me powerful because now it's upright and in your face. And isn't it weird how a crop can just make so much of a difference? I have done more to this. So I'm going to move things over. I want you to see something. Let me make sure I get this in. I get my tablet here. So let me move these babies over. You guys can kind of see what's happening next anyways, but I just want to share with you some tips. So here we're in the development module, and again, here's the crop. So let's go here. You don't need to see all this stuff over here. Let's show you. So here again is the before, and we'll get out of the we'll get out of that so you can see. And then here's, it keeps doing that. There's the before and there's the after. So I've done some other things to it, and I want you to see what I've done, because over here, so what has happened is I feel like when we want to print this or get this big, because I would like to see it big, the actual spider has lost some of its color, and it's, I don't know if this is, it probably is see-through, but it looks like there's been a little bit of stuff in here playing with it, and that's okay. It's all cool. I just wanted to give you some suggestions to make it really strong. So let's get back. I think that would, to bring it in and make it strong, I think it would be good to paint in some more of the yellow. So cropping it is good. See how it's straight in your face now? I love that. That's a good thing to do to make it powerful. Now it's like really in my face. And plus we want it really yellow and vibrant. So I would select this baby. I'm in Lightroom here, and I don't need to do that. But whoa, that's a little bit, that's crazy. I would go ahead and just give it some pop a little bit. And this right here needs to go down. Maybe just a little yellow. So I have this tool right here, the color tool. And then, you know, you could go back and forth, and it just gives a little bit. Or if you don't want to do that, that's fine. There's always more than one thing to do, you know, when it comes to stuff. I give it a little bit more contrast, and then take my paintbrush tool, and I would go ahead. Oh, it's already got let's do the paintbrush. Yes, good, new. And leave it dark or light to see what you're painting. And then let's get up a little closer. Let's see. Well, let's just do it real fast, because I would get in close. And I would paint some yellow back into this. Get some yellow. And just bring out some of the spider. And I think it just makes it pop more. Another thing too that I thought would be really cool is maybe doing a little bit of a vignette just to bring this baby out, but I wouldn't do much, to tell you the truth. Let's go to, let's do, whoa. Let's get back. And let's go ahead and do another selection. I want to try something, because it's to bring the contrast back and forth. You know, you want in and out colors. You don't, it just, when it's a flat, you don't have as much depth. So right now it's just all crazy. We don't need to do all that. And let's just bring the temp back. We don't want it yellow. Now it's green. How funny is that? Let's take it down. And we want it to nothing. And we're going to invert. So see the invert in here? And I don't think I would do that much, because you want to make sure that just like 30. So let's look at it. So it's just bringing in the spider just a little bit more. Just an idea. I would play with this. I would just bring some of the spider color back, and then I would even paint some of this stuff off in here just to give it a little pop, but I would bring some of the color and make it really, really pop, and I would crop just a little bit just to bring it in our face. It's just some tips for you to check it out. So again, here is something that would be, let's go to the reset. So here's the image, and it's just a little bit of tips. I think you've done a great job. I love how close you've gotten. Look at that. That is amazing to me. And I would just give it a little bit more detail, a little bit more color in here, and just kind of clean up some of these little spots in here, because the lights always attract our eyes. And we really want to go right to that spider. We don't want to get into the bright areas of it. So, I mean, it's a beautiful shot. It's a great piece. And yeah, I'm surprised he didn't jump on you. So those are just little tidbit things just to push you out of your comfort zone to try new things on this work, but it's really, really cool. For sure. Let me see. I want to make sure that I didn't forget anything because I wrote notes. Yes, this one's good. And we're going to go ahead to the next one. Now, Jan, are you ready? This one's pretty intense. Here's the next one. Zow! Oh, and I wonder if I lost his website. Oh my gosh, I did. So, okay, so let me just go ahead and read this. This is a great shot from Cedric. So when I shot this spider eating that little insect, I wanted to show on what plant this spider was because it was very rare. It was a very rare orchid. I need a huge depth of field, so I stacked 26 pictures to get the result. I used Helicon focus to stack the pictures. He had a Canon 7D Mark II 100 millimeter, and his ISO was 200. He was at 1/25th of a second at 3.2 f-stop. And you know what I realized, though, Jan, what I just did right now, is that Jon, where is his stuff? Usually I just noticed that Jon's, I don't have his, and I know he gave me his information. Oh well, you know, his f-stop and all that stuff. Okay, well, let's get back on to Cedric. So he has a website that I love. So he has this image, not this one, but he has another spider image that I wanted to share with you guys, and I had it up before the show crashed twice. Let me see if it's here. I think this might be it. Yes. Okay, here it is. Okay, let's show. He's probably like, oh man, I didn't know you were going to show this. So here's some more spiders from Cedric. And the reason why I want to show you this, because I want to scan down. Look at how beautiful. He says he likes his Facebook better, but I really push for you guys to okay, Facebook is good, but if they close down, you really need to focus on your website. I'm a big proponent of keeping your website. But look at this one. Here it is. Check this image out. Now, is that beautiful or what? And the reason why I love this one so much is because you're saying that you wanted to show the plant and the spider because you wanted to show the orchid. So I can't get up close to this when I click. So I'm assuming maybe this is out of focus. I'm not sure because the image that you sent me is rock hard. It's beautiful. But I love this background, Cedric. This is absolutely gorgeous, and you probably didn't have that because you were positioned on the side, which I get it. So with that said, I still wanted you to know that when I was scanning through your stuff that I absolutely love this. This is very beautiful, and I love the way you have worked with the background with your subject. You have it bright back in here, and you've got this beautiful yellows to go with this orchid, and that's what you were saying that you were going for. So here is the shot that you were working on, and so be prepared, Jan. Here it is. It is having dinner, lunch, or breakfast. Look at those. I think it's cool because I love stuff like this where you could really see. We would not see this at all. And again, my daughter would be freaking out over this, but I just think it's amazing. Yes, I do have a couple tidbits for this one. So I still love the background. See how it's light and then it's still soft and it's pretty. So I like that. I just had to share with you the other one because I love that one so much. I do have some tips for this one though. And one of the tips is we always go to what's in sharp, which is this, and then also the brights in here. I probably, personally, my opinion, I probably would tone that down just a little bit. And another thing that I would do in this is that, okay, so you could see here, let me see, we'll go to fill. Let's go to fill. Okay. So you can see that there's a wing here. Now, we're photographing this, but it's not like you're going to go put it in a magazine that says it has to have that wing there. Nobody's going to know. The way it's positioned, you would never know that there's a wing. The way it's positioned, you're not going to sit there and go, oh my gosh, where's the wing of the bee or the fly or whatever it is. So let's get back over here to fit. And I have what happens is the lines take us to places. And this dark line, because everything's so soft, is taking me to the legs, but it doesn't really feel like it just doesn't feel part of the story. I feel it's more powerful if you get rid of that little teeny distraction. Everything is really cool. So on this other one, all I did in Lightroom, I didn't go into Photoshop. I didn't go crazy with it. I ended up just taking, you can see it's still here. I would go into Photoshop and get rid of it. But look how more, I think this is a little bit more powerful because it's just to me that, what is going on with everything here? Okay, so there's the line. If I saw the wing, like, you know how sometimes the wings are like see-through and stuff, and then you could see the wing, then you're like, yes, that is really cool. But you can't really see the wing. It's just like a little line. It's just, so I think that my suggestion would be just to go ahead and remove the wing. And there we go. Come on. There we go. And there now it's sitting there. I don't know. That's just a preference. And I would just tone this down just a little bit. So you can see I've done that just a tad, but I love it. I think it's a great shot. It's not really showing the flowers. So your story on this one to me is the awesome spider, and all the stacking that you've done is great. So we've got it, but the other one is really the story that you just told me about. So I think this is still a great shot, but I just think the other one is a little bit more powerful, to tell you the truth, than this shot. But it's a great picture of a amazing spider, and I think that's the same spider as what we had before. So that's pretty cool too. Okay, let's go ahead. See, I feel bad because I wish I could have started this. Didn't crash 3 times. Okay, so here we go. This is the 4th one. And this is from Johnny. So he says, my goal was to really show the textures and unity of the texture. He was at f7.1 at 1/60th, and he was using 13.70 millimeter, and his ISO was 3200. His camera was a Panasonic Lumix TZ80. And I have a little note that I want to share with him afterwards. So this is, let's see. Now I wanted to end with this because I love abstracts. It's very cool. To me, it looks like another shell, and I believe it is. And I was saying to myself that Johnny should hook up and really work with Todd. Todd was the last person on the show, and he had some really great shells, and he has a great portfolio of that I shared at the last show. So I think you guys should like really work together and talk and you know, I think it's good when photographers chat with each other and give ideas, especially when you guys like the same thing. And I really do love abstract. And this is a beautiful piece of a shell. I love the composition. The only thing that I really feel that can help you is you're going to need to add more light, because I'm seeing that you're using ISO 3200, and your camera, because I looked it up, I asked him, what camera did you use? Because I saw 3200 and I'm like, there is way too much noise going here. There's color noise and just luminance noise. That's what this spot is, the spotting. And if you had just added a little bit light on here, you wouldn't have to worry so much about noise and not pull up to 3200 for sure, because your camera, it says 64, your camera could do 6400 and you're pushing it to 32. I have a 5D3 and my 5D says that I can go to 102,400. There is no way that you can go that far. Just because a camera says that it has that much doesn't really mean that you can go that far when it comes to pushing up your ISO. So what I would suggest with this is, I think I love everything about it, and I think it would be a really good, successful image if you added light to the work. And then you could pull down those ISOs for sure, because you, and you can even, your f-stop is 7.1 at 1/60th. Yeah, I would definitely just add some light, and you could, when it comes to shells, sometimes they're very shiny, and you could do it's called crossing your light sources, and what happens is it stops the reflection from shining, so you cross the lights over it. But another thing too is, I'm going to go ahead and go on to me so I can share with you something real quick. Let's see. Hey, so what I'm going to share with you is, you could just use regular lights. You don't need to use like major lights. It's expensive. Just use whatever. And then if it's still too harsh, this is just cloth from a fabric place, and you can see it's see-through, it's transparent. You can shine the light through it and use whatever you can. You don't need expensive stuff to make beautiful work. It's just that when something like this happens and there's unfortunately a lot of noise, in order to fix this, it would turn really, really soft, and I don't think that it would work. I think it would turn mushy. But let's go over here and let me see something. I'd like to throw some contrast in here, and I just love it though. I just love the way I'm putting some contrast in, but you can see the greens and you can start seeing some of the color noise. That's what this is. See, this is all color noise. And if you actually start taking it away, let's see, it will probably make it really, really soft and grainy. It probably won't look that good, to tell you the truth. But so... yeah, and if you sharpen, you can sharpen, and you could try to do a mask, and alt an option and just throw a mask on there and see, you could probably do something like that. But I just think that it would be good for you to just start playing with lights for sure. So here, I just gave a little bit of contrast just to give some pops, but it's really just about playing with light. But I love it. It's very cool, and it would be really fun to see this without all the contrast and stuff. Without all that grain, because we'll see more details. It would be sharper. So that's my little tidbit. It's still really nice, and thank you so much for sending it to me. I appreciate that. All right, let me see what's on the doodad. I'm so glad you showed up, Jan. There's 4 watching, but isn't it so sad? I'm so bad that just for everyone to know, I started the Macro Chat live show and I froze twice. This is the 3rd time that I've come on to the show. I finally got it to work. So we're running a little behind, and I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. It is about quality, not quantity, right? But the next part is really tricky, and we're going to try to see if we can get into some equipment stuff. So let's get it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and try Zerene Stacker. So Zerene Stacker is an amazing program. I just love the program so much because it really does make, same with Helicon, it makes everything very sharp, and it's so worth the money if you photo stack. And photo stack means when you get up to macro or close-up photography and you can't get it all in focus, what you do is you just take several shots and then you line them up. And we're going to do a real quick one behind the scenes right now with Zerene Stacker. So I'm going to get that ready and hopefully, and cross my fingers, because I think one of the problems was that I had Zerene up and it does take a lot of RAM. So if I freeze, the show will be over. Because I'm not going to do it 4 times. That was just too crazy. So I'm going to go ahead and I got to find it. I have the images here. And no worries, it happened to AD. Oh, it did? I didn't know that. I thought he was perfect, the perfect man. He always makes this show perfect. So he was going to see if he could try to jump on to say hello. But I'm sure he's having a blast. Okay, so let me go and show this screen to you. I'm going to go into this screen. So here's a really fast stack. It's about 30 images. So what I do is I go into Lightroom and I make my adjustments and do whatever I can, because Zerene can only be done with TIFFs or JPEGs. So what we're going to do is I'm going to select them, doing a shift click. Come on now. Let's do it again. And then I'm going to right click and I'm going to cross my fingers and hope I don't lose you guys. So here's Zerene Stacker. Okay, here we go, guys. And to tell you the truth, I wanted to, let me put this on the front camera. To tell you the truth, I did not want, I had it in Zerene, all these images in Zerene initially, because I knew it was going to take a while to get from Lightroom into Zerene, and it's only a 30 stack, so it's not very much, to tell you the truth. But to have the stream going, YouTube going, OBS going, that's what we use, Lightroom, and now Zerene Stacker. I'm already getting slow, I can see it. Crap. So hello. Let's see. Okay, I want to make sure. Once it's in Zerene, which is almost close, I'm going to show you. I'll share it with you so you can see. Uh-oh. Let's see. It says, welcome to Zerene. I'm going to shut down Lightroom right now. So Zerene is up. And I'm going to move Zerene over. Yes, please work. Because you guys got to see this, because when Rik comes, you got to see what he made for everyone. Okay, so here's Zerene. Let me go ahead and do the right screen. Let me go in there. All right. So that little macro chat will leave in a second while I'm setting this up. Okay. So here is the back end. Here is the I'm only going to tell you the main components of Zerene. And let me put my face back on, front camera. Okay, but we're going to move me. Hold on one second. I want to get rid of the bud. There I am. But I also want to get rid of this. I'm going to move me around. So let me move this front screen around. And let's see. We'll just put me over here. How's that? Okay, because I do want you guys to see. It looks like it's cutting off. There we go. All right. And see, hold on one second. Sorry for delays. I am going to move it over so you could see everything. I want to make sure you see what's going on. And then we'll put this. Let's get up high. La la, should I sing? No. I want you to see output images. See, it's like really funky. Oh, well, let's try it. Okay, so there's two things to Zerene, and you can't see it at the very top. Oh, I'm so bummed. All right, I'm going to go in. There's two things. There's two ways to stack. One's called a PMax and one's called a DMAP. And I'm going to stack them both right now. And I'm doing that while we're talking. So let's see what happens. What I could do is I can actually go ahead and if this just takes forever, I think what I'll do is I'll make a video sharing this with you guys. And I'll make sure it's up by next Thursday. Just a video up there. So then when we have the show of the following Thursday, at least you guys can see what Zerene's all about. Because I can tell that it's very, very, very slow. See this little area right in here? It's just chugging along. And I'll just tell you guys real quick, we won't be able to do it all. I just know there's no way. It's just like click, 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 click. But I promise I will make a video and I will put it in my YouTube channel. And then this way you guys can see it and see how it rolls. And I'll talk about it because there's some pluses to Zerene that Helicon Focus that I use doesn't have. I mean, they both have different things. I love Helicon too, so don't get me wrong. But I really like some of the things in Zerene. So what I'll be talking about is the DMAP, which is basically, it really does hone in on very fine details. And then the PMax will help when it comes to making things not mushy and you can move it all together. So you just take your source files and you have to merge them all together. And then what's awesome about it is that you'll have one image that is completely in focus and it looks amazing. So when you get really close, programs like this, I'm going to talk to you straight into my face because this is not working. This is just not happening. So programs like this are built for us photographers that love to get up close. And I really do appreciate Rik to make this software. And I'm sure I'm going to pick his brain next week and share. He's a photographer also, so we'll talk about his work. So that's going to in 2 weeks. So we'll get really into that for sure. So I am so sorry that things have fallen through. I'm glad you showed up. Thank you, Jan. I don't know how to say the other person's hello. But I am here every other Thursday with the Macro Chat live show. We will have a guest in 2 weeks. I will make a video sharing Zerene Stacker so you guys can see what Rik does. And I do want to let you know that it is really a good show. Follow me at Sullivan J Photo at YouTube. It really is a great show. Normally I don't have all these technical problems. I have a producer that takes it behind the scenes for me. So then if you want to join the Facebook group and submit images, you can do that. If you don't want to get into Facebook, that's okay. You can go to my website, submit images.
To get to know us in more detail, check out sullivanjphotography.com. And while you're at it, sign up for challenges, deep dive photography information, and free textures by just filling out your email and your name and pushing that grab your first challenge. If you'd like to even dive deeper into your photography and really elevate it, check out membership.sullivanjphotography.com. This is a membership that's only $29 a month, and we give you everything that's needed to really push your macro and landscape photography. Hope to see you there.
I pushed the wrong button. I wasn't even going to show that right now. So check me out at sullivanjphotography.com. I really do love talking about macro and landscape photography. That's what I do. And super happy that you're here on the show. And I do want to thank you for coming. Thanks, Jan, you rock, and the other person. And I do want to say thank you to Todd and Becky, and I feel really bad for the others because they were going to show up and see the show to see their critiques. So unfortunately, technical difficulties had made that crazy for me, but I'm here in another 2 weeks. AD will be here to make it rock. And always remember that 1,000 words does make a difference, and macro photography, close-up and micro, is here on this show, and this is what we love to do. So see you in 2 weeks. If you like the show, even though it was crazy, how about a thumbs up and share it with your friends? I have to laugh at myself. It is what it is. It's a live show, but it's a lot of fun. All right, you guys. See you in a couple weeks. Cheers.